everyone. Hello, and welcome to another episode of It's All a Work. Right now, as you can see, we do not have Dreschen with us. I just have Hanji Manji here to my side, and it's me, your boy Big T, and we're going to be bringing you the review for Raw. Dresh might be able to join us a little bit later on in the podcast. We do not know yet. But it will be a happy surprise if he does. So y'all know why we're here. We are reviewing and talking about WWE Raw this past Monday. Priest, obviously fed up with the failure of his stable. Braun Breaker doesn't respect authority, and Liv is mingling with more than one member of the Judgment Day now, which I was very surprised to see.
Yo, it's a whole fucking gang going on.
Yes.
There's an orgy of evidence.
I was going to say, I don't know what is happening. Very excited about it on my end. I do know that. So look, no, we're going to get into it. We're going to go through the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows. For those of you that do not know, this was Becky's last match that was under her contract. Next Raw, she will be outside of contract. It is assumed that she will be taking a break for a little bit. G, do you think she's signing with AEW?
I don't think she's signing with AEW. However, if the money's right, I mean, why not? You know.
So you had a figure that you heard that was being thrown around. What was that figure?
Yeah, so the rumor was that they were throwing out $250 million for I don't know how long, probably a 5-year contract, if that.
Man, $250 million for 5 years.
Ooh. And then they get the deals plus like merchandise and all the extra stuff. So I mean,
yeah,
that's lucrative as hell. You can't beat that.
I mean, the truth is, this is the truth, right? If $250 million was a real number, like that's insanity. That is insane money because you would presume that you're not even talking about royalties at that point, right?
Not even talking about royalties. No, that's the base.
So, like, man, if you're making $250 million, you work those 5 years for AEW, you never have to work again in your life. There is nothing you have to do. You do not have to do anything. I mean, shoot, for most people, you make $10 million, you don't have to do anything for the rest of your life.
Right, $250 million?
Yeah,
for 5 years.
Yeah,
man, I ain't doing shit.
Yep.
Everybody can kiss my ass at that point.
That's what I'm saying. It's crazy. So, a couple other wrestlers that have also met their contract in that you guys might not know about. Natalya is at her contract ends in a couple weeks. Dijak Dijakovic, his contract is expiring, and Chad Gable's contract expires next week. These are all contracts that WWE has failed to pull the trigger on to renew quickly. Natalya will never go anywhere else. That's just the truth. Chad, I'd give it about a 50-50 shot. I think he's going to stay in WWE. Dijak Dijakovic, he'll probably, I can see him jumping ship.
I don't know. They're not using them. I mean,
right.
Other than like the kind of jokey memes and shit, but
yeah. So,
I don't know.
Outside of that, my friends, we got Raw to get into. I just wanted to get into that little contract debate discussion. Not really a debate, but
before we move on,
sure.
If you noticed, in NXT, Ethan Page showed his face. Now, Ethan Page is an AEW person. Well, I guess he was WWE, went to AEW, came back. But what he's saying is he's not under any contract now.
Interesting. Now, it's not
Right.
very often that WWE allows somebody to be wrestling not under contract.
And see, that's where I'm getting at. Like, maybe if either this is a ploy to, with all the other contracts going around or not being signed, maybe it's a ploy to, get the fans invested. Or maybe WWE's trying something new, which is, just kind of leasing wrestlers out and shit.
Well,
hey,
they
get
might
you on
have
our
an
show for a
actual
little bit.
agreement with TNA because Jordan Grace will be challenging the NXT Women's Champion here. So, I mean, they may have some kind of agreement. I mean, but I still feel like contracts would be a thing. I mean, because obviously Jordan Grace is under contract with TNA.
Right.
So,
But maybe we're not merging the brands, but kind of opening that forbidden door.
right.
Real forbidden door.
The real one, yeah. So, but without further ado, let's go ahead and start getting into Raw. We're going to get a recap of the King and Queen of the Ring, all of the shenanigans that happened with all of the different matches. It's about a 5-minute trailer-ish. And then we're going to pan out or switch cameras to Ludwig Kaiser in the middle of the ring. He's going to bring out the new King of the Ring, Gunther. The crowd is going to be chanting, "We want Randy," before Gunther speaks. And when Gunther speaks, there will be an eruption of boos. Now, this starting out segment was crazy. Like, it went way off the rails really damn quick.
So fast.
So, first of all, Gunther's going to come out. He's going to talk about his SummerSlam shot, and he gives Damian some props, saying that he's stepped it up a little bit, since he's been champ. Gunther's going to go on to say that he brought prestige to the Intercontinental Championship belt. He brought prestige to the King of the Ring tournament, and now that WWE title is in need of having some prestige brought to it because the current champion used a shortcut to win.
Where's he telling a lie?
I mean, he is and he isn't. Damian comes out and he addresses that, right? So Damian's going to come out and says that Gunther has earned nothing because he really didn't beat Randy Orton. So I will say this. On the one side, okay, fine. Randy Orton, his one shoulder was up. All right. But on the other hand, Gunther held the Intercontinental title for 2 years.
6 days. 666 days.
He demolished every opponent, and don't get it twisted. He demolished Randy Orton. He just didn't have his shoulder pinned. So he, in my opinion, he earned the shot. He 100% has earned that shot. He's earned that spot. Like, there's no way around that, in my opinion. And I don't think anybody listening right now would disagree with that. Now, if you do disagree with it, please let us know. Holy crap, let us know. I'd love to hear the argument. But, man, I think Gunther 100% has...
He's earned it.
Yeah.
He's earned it. I mean, Randy has had his time. However, he can be up for debate for earning a belt shot here soon. But right now, this is Gunther, man. It's all Gunther. Randy will still probably get a title shot sometime this year.
He'll probably get the title shot at WrestleMania. Or not WrestleMania. He'll probably get the title shot at SummerSlam still.
You know what? You're probably right. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah, I mean,
like... wrong about that.
Yeah, I mean, like, the thing is they're both faces or whatever, but, like, Randy can turn heel on a dime. He don't matter. Hey, it don't matter to him. Like, he'll just turn heel. It don't matter.
Yeah, if you start listening to the voices again, and all of a sudden he's booting people in the face.
There you go.
Randy.
Right there.
Hey, I miss it. Shit. Bring him back.
So, Damian says that Gunther must not know how business works around the WWE because him using that Money in the Bank briefcase is exactly how things works around here. And if he doesn't understand that, and it seems like he doesn't understand, and if that's the case, he said he can teach him a lesson. So Gunther says, you know what? I've been waiting for someone to teach me anything after the bell rings, but no one seems to be able to do that. Gunther.
Hey, no, I'm gonna stop right there. That alone right there says enough. Because people have been talking about Gunther's ass on the mic, and I'm like, that was gold right there.
Yeah.
Like, Nobody's been able to teach me shit on the mat, so I'm waiting on somebody. That's real shit.
Well, so Gunther on the mic is just very a matter of fact, right? He's like, it's basically like, look, this is how it is. I don't like, and you can even tell in the promo, like, he didn't give any kind of crap about the things that Damian was actually saying. Like anything, any kind of dig he took, Gunther literally ignored it. And then he was like, okay, well, let's get back to me actually going to kick your ass in a couple months. Like, that's basically, that's all he wanted to talk about. He's like, I don't care about the shots, this, that, the other. No, let's talk about me kicking your ass in a couple months.
Let's fight about this shit. Let's throw hands. I love it. And people are saying that's ass. I'm like, that is gold, man. You don't need to have such a, what is it called? The golden touch or the fancy words, enhanced sentences and shit. No, you don't need that. Just go out there and say, yo, beat my ass. I dare you.
Squirrels coming back to the chat says, except Sami Z, just saying.
Damn.
I think I was more of a shot at you, G. Oh, man. Yeah, Sami Zayn did beat Gunther. And
No, Power Positivity beat Gunther. All right.
Who was it last week that said that Sami Zayn's win against Gunther was a fluke, like legit? It was
Wasn't it Ludwig?
It was I know it was either Corey Graves or it was one of the announcers. It was either Corey Graves or Michael Cole. One of them, I think it was Corey Graves. He was like, yeah, he's like, sorry, I just think Sami Zayn's win was a fluke. Love Sami so much, he earned it, but I think it was a fluke because Gunther's that damn good. It's basically what he said, or it's exactly what he said.
Hey, Sami been getting lucky. Every match he's in, he's been getting lucky. So,
I mean,
luck gotta run out sometime.
That's fair, I guess. I think this does end. I think the whole Sami thing ends with Chad becoming champion, but that's neither here nor there. We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
But so Gunther, or not Gunther, I'm sorry. Damian starts to say that. I'm sorry. Gunther says like I said, he says he's been waiting for someone to teach him something between the bell. Gunther says that Damian can either he has two choices, that Damian can respect him now. That Damian can respect him now as King of the Ring and call him king, or he can respect him at SummerSlam and address him as champion. And I was like, and again, like, good on the mic. He's like, I don't want to talk about this jabs you took, all these stabs you're taking. I'm beating your ass at SummerSlam. It's gonna happen. Prepare your chest because it's gonna get slapped. Like,
and this shit's gonna hurt. He's gonna see Damian Priest win. Scott.
Right.
Y'all saw it with Randy. Y'all saw that shit with Randy. He was not having a good time after that hit.
No, so even Randy was upset. Like, he was like, all right, look.
Said, oh, fuck.
So Damian is gonna start to talk about how they're gonna go to war, and at that point, Drew McIntyre is gonna come out to the crowd, chanting CM Punk, and Drew's gonna go ahead and address this, and he says, let me address the CM Punk thing real quick. He says, look, I'm the only thing keeping CM Punk relevant. If it hadn't been for me, Punk would have already gotten in trouble. He would have already lost his job. Like, so you guys can thank me, CM Punk, you're welcome. And then, you know, again, he's like, the feud between CM Punk, how they're keeping this feud going is crazy because the fans are keeping it going. Drew's keeping it going. CM Punk isn't showing up that often anymore. So again, they're doing a good job with that, I think. But the funny thing here is that when Drew gets in the ring, right, and he talks about how he's about to be champion in 3 weeks. This is when Gunther is going to be like, all right, I'm gonna head out. And he just leaves.
yeah, he just backs out. He was like, I'm bowing out.
He's like, all right.
My business.
Yeah, he's like, that's, you know what? That's cool. I don't care. I'll hit either one of y'all. But Drew does say he's going to be champion in 3 weeks. And he's going to start talking about how Damian is spreading himself too thin. Kind of sounds familiar. He's going to go on and talk about how the crowd in Scotland is going to break Damian Priest and all of this nonsense. And Damian is going to rebuttal with Drew. If this is your plan to get under my skin, brother, it's not going to work. I've made a living out of proving people wrong. So at this point, Damian's going to flip the script. He's going to ask Drew. He says, hey, buddy, is your wife going to go to Scotland? She going to be there? What's her name? And so this was really weird. This is really weird because Drew gets very calm and very serious and very angry.
He said, choose your next words wisely.
Yes, he says, choose your next words wisely, because if you continue down this path, I'm going to drop you where you stand. Now,
that motherfucker got upset.
Now, here's the thing with that, though. Here's the thing with that. That's a real human response. So I don't know if he's that good at acting, or if maybe Damian jumped off the script a little bit, and Drew was like, yo, all right, hold on. Yeah, I'm about to... Because here's the thing. Damian nervous laughed. I don't know if you noticed that, but he nervous chuckled. Because he was like, all right, man, hold on. He's like, I really don't care about your wife. I just wanted to see if I could get under your skin. Yeah, obviously, I can. And he's like, I just wanted to see if you were man enough to do something about it. So Drew drops the mic, and Drew's about to do something about it, and then Braun Strowman's music hits, and he starts coming down to the ring. Now, the weird thing here is... he's coming down for the JD match, right? Now he's gonna get in Damian's face, which Damian looks at him, smiles, and I don't know what Damian was thinking, because he looked at him and smiled as if, oh yeah, I got my man who's gonna take you out, JD, here come bobblehead. Like, no, that's not, like, no one believed that JD was ever gonna take it. It was a joke 2 weeks ago, and it's a joke now. So it was just, the whole thing was weird to me. The whole thing was a weird transition. I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if maybe they went off script a little bit and they were like, all right, look, just send Strowman out, or maybe they were just trying something new. I mean, what do you think? Do you think they went off script?
Maybe a little bit. Just because, like you said, that nervous chuckle, like, yo, Drew looked like he was really about to give him a Glasgow kiss for real. So I don't know. Honestly, it looked real. But, again, they're professional. Like, these are actors. They use real shit to just kind of get emotion out of it. Maybe Drew's emotion got a little real right there. Because, I mean, talking about the man's wife.
Yeah.
Like, nobody even spoke on Drew's wife until she showed up at, what was it?
Mania. Was that WrestleMania?
Mania, yeah. Nobody spoke until she showed up at Mania. And then now it's like, all right, what about Drew's wife? So.
Yeah. But no one has mentioned her this prominently in that context.
And in that context, which is wild.
So, where are we at? Yeah, there we go. All right, so we're now, again, like I said, though, Damian's going to leave the ring. JD's going to get in the ring. We come back, or we go to commercial, come back. Now we got Braun Strowman versus JD McDonut. JD McDummy, as or JD McDumbass or whatever, as Michael Cole said. So the funny thing is, on Twitter, Strowman actually told JD that he was going to add him to his Funko Pop collection, apparently, and then JD responded by calling him a nerd and all this bullshit. So the weird thing is like, the whole match itself is obviously Braun Strowman, like the entire match except for one little part. Where, and it's like a 15-minute match. It's crazy it got so much time, to be honest. But it's one little part where JD is going to hit a chop, or he's going to trip Braun Strowman into the pole, into the ring post, and then he's going to chop block him, and then that gives JD like a limb to work, right? Well, the thing is that Braun Strowman's eventually going to come back. Finn's going to get involved. Finn's going to get knocked down. Carlito's going to come out, and he's going to grab Carlito by the hair poof, pick him up, punch him. And then he's going to do a wild-ass finish. Like it's like a spinning sidewalk front slam. Like, I don't know what the hell that, like, it was crazy. It was a crazy-ass move.
It was good, though. He picked his ass up. I was like, oh, that's it. That's it. He set him up and then just...
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
I'm going to say, I don't know what kind of thunder bomb that was, but it wasn't a blue thunder bomb because that one actually worked. So yeah, it's the match itself was interesting. After the match got even more interesting, though, and it would actually play in through the entirety of the night.
The entire night, like, what the hell was that?
Yeah, so we got we got a subscription from Squirrels34. Thank you, sir. We appreciate the sub. You are the man. So the entirety of the night stems from, or this entire segment goes on through the night, and this is JD grabs a chair, right? So the Judgment Day comes in, tries to do a beatdown on Braun Strowman. He lays out Finn, he lays out Carlito, then JD comes with a chair thinking he's going to equalize the situation, hits him with the chair, and it only pisses Braun Strowman off. We're doing the Giant spot. You remember back in WCW? So we're doing that whole spot. Actually, it probably started with Andre the Giant, or back in the day. Someone just tries to hit somebody bigger with something, doesn't work out, whatever. So yeah, Braun turns around, gets pissed off, chases JD in the Judgment Day, for that matter, out of the ring, out of the arena, and that's kind of that. Right? That's that for that entire match, that entire segment. That segment itself was like 25 minutes long. It was really a good way to open Raw, I think, because we talked about a future feud. We talked about a current feud. We sparked the start of another feud. It was 3 feuds in one. Very good.
Fantastic. Yeah.
So after that, we're going to go to the back with Liv. Liv says she has no idea why Dom was there. Yeah, right. She said she doesn't know why. She didn't know he was going to be there, why he was there, whatever. And that Becky can still say that Liv's never beaten her one-on-one. So she says, that's why I'm putting my title on the line tonight in the steel cage. And she says that she will walk out the women's world champion, or however she said it. And if she said that if we do not believe, then we should watch her. Now, she was not putting her title on the line because of that. She was putting her title on the line because of the rematch clause. Liv Morgan, stop gaslighting us. We know better. Now,
Facts.
After that, Carlito, we're gonna switch to Carlito and Finn. They're in the back trying to figure out what happened, and Damian walks up and says, "Well, that didn't work." And he says, "Where's JD?" And he says, Finn says he's being chased by Braun somewhere, and he says, "Look, go find him so the Judgment Day can go recharge in the clubhouse." All right. From there, we're going to get a recap of Braun Breaker, of what Braun Breaker did to that random guy that he destroyed last week. I already forgot his name. I guess we'll see him in 2 years on the main roster again. And then what he did to Ricochet. We then see Adam Pearce in the back with Ricochet, and we find out that he's cleared to wrestle. Ricochet says that he wants Breaker, and Adam says that Braun has been suspended this week for what he did to him. Dragunov will then enter the frame, and he will thank Ricochet for taking that spear for him, and that he'll have a match with him once he's healed up. And Ricochet says, "What a coincidence, because I'm cleared tonight. Adam, make the match." Adam will make the match, and we're going to go right into it. Now, there's a time differential. They show the time at the bottom. This is at like 5 p.m., whatever. It's now at 9 o'clock at that time. Whatever it is. Ricochet and Dragunov obviously tore the house down.
Good-ass match. Fantastic. Just all around. Ricochet does his moves. Dragunov with his energy. Just, they're going to have a knockout regardless. Regardless of where they are, it's going to be a knockout match. So.
Yeah. And I think that Dragunov right now is playing the anti-hero. He's not good. He's not bad.
He's doing his thing.
He's just doing his thing.
Yep.
Ricochet, obviously the face, and Braun Breaker the heel. So I do believe that we are going to do this match. We're going to do a triple threat match at some point. Because, and we'll talk about it here in a second. A little bit more, but Braun Breaker will get involved in this match.
Score says top-notch match. So
indeed,
yeah, it was. It definitely was. So I don't know if you noticed, but it seems like they're. I don't know. Ricochet's talking a lot more shit now.
I noticed that.
He's getting more, and maybe they're working an angle to where they transition him to be a heel. Maybe not yet, not anytime soon. But it just seems like the more he's talking, the more he's like kind of tweaking the heel work a little bit.
He's coming off arrogant, right?
Yeah, just like Bianca and Jay. Because again, we talked about that, and we're knowing they're doing that with them too. But and I said maybe it's just one of those, they're giving the face is a little more lip than normal.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe it's something to that.
Yeah, I noticed it this past week when he did that like really arrogant laugh, and he was just being more of like just dickish all together, you know. And I was like, that is weird. Like I did notice it. It was like a weird aura about him. So maybe they're just trying to get him to be a little bit more edgy. Maybe they're turning him heel. I don't know what it is. But maybe he was just mad because he got his ribs destroyed by Breaker. Who knows?
That's fair. You know what? That's fair. Fuck it.
And I was like, because I'd be a little pissed off too if Braun Breaker just, speared me. And if assuming I survived it, I'd be pissed when I woke up.
It's like, oh, that son of a bitch. I can't do nothing about it right now, but goddamn.
Right. So I do want to mention real quick, we do get a QR code during this match. Look, man, it's been 2 months. I don't care anymore. I'm sorry. Debut the damn group.
Yo, the tinfoil came off. Oh no.
Look, man, I followed it for 2 months, but now they're just going crazy with it. And I understand that they're doing this. One of the reasons they're doing this is because they creative realized somewhere that they can boost their social media presence more, right? Like they've now done it. They've done one on WhatsApp. They've done one on Twitch, and they recently like a video. Now they've recently done a QR code on WWE 2K24. There was a QR code when the game turned on. The QR code came up. You scanned it. You could download a new thing. And then it says it didn't download. There was an error contacting the servers. And then once you got past that, you actually saw the download was there. Okay, that's awesome. Cool. Stop. Debut the group, man. You guys got to debut the group. You got to learn to strike when the iron is hot. The iron was hottest at Saudi Arabia. I'm sorry. I understand that some people were upset and that some people were saying, oh, don't do it in Saudi Arabia. That crowd doesn't deserve it. Yes, they do. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what crowd deserves it anyway. It matters when it's hot. Not to mention, you said for 2 or 3 weeks, you said, see you soon, I can't wait to meet you, and then all of your clues pointed to Jeddah. Which makes me believe that you were going to debut in Jeddah, and then someone was like, you know what, that's not a good idea, let's hold off and build our social media presence more. It's bullcrap. It's bullcrap. And now you're doing the same thing with the group that's supposed to pay tribute to Bray Wyatt. You're doing the same thing to them that you did to Bray Wyatt the entirety of his career, which is hype him up and then allow him to be buried as soon as he starts to gain momentum. It's bullcrap. Do better. Just saying.
Damn. Normally I would have 2 cents in that rant, but shit, you said everything I needed to say. No, I'm good.
I'm sorry.
No, I get it. This man was you were hype. You were the hypest in the group. You were all about it. The videos, all of the tinfoil hat came off, the decoding, and I was like, man, he's gonna be upset when they don't debut.
And that's what I said.
I was like, you gonna be upset?
That's the thing, man. I followed it. People that I know followed it. I got people into it. Some of the people in this chat got into it with me. We were trying to crack all the clues and everything, and now I'm just like, man, we 2 months in, bro. Come on, come stir some shit up. That's what we want to see, but it just didn't happen.
Squirrel says tweet it. Tweet at him.
Oh, I am. I'm gonna let Rob Fee know. I'm gonna tweet him. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna clip that rant, and I'll clip that rant, and I will let Rob Fee. I'll tweet it to Rob Fee and let him know. Might as well, right?
Because the crazy thing is, a lot of people are feeling the same way. It's not just you. A lot of people are over the QR codes. A lot of people are over it. They want to see it come to fruition finally. Come on, just do it.
Yep. Watch him drop off.
Friday.
Yo, I'll tweet that tonight, and then Rob V will be like, all right, cool.
Bet.
Man. But I will say, some other channels have gotten some great notoriety from this. The biggest one, actually, now, it was Things You Might Have Missed in Wrestling Days on YouTube, but Wrestling Days really has gone over the top, and the Twitter community seems to really be behind Wrestling Days with it. So, kudos to them. They're still going. But I mean, even the guy from Wrestling Days, he was like, if they don't debut it King and Queen of the Ring, I don't know what they're going to do, how they're going to save it. So I mean, even he's like, look, I like doing the videos, but come on.
We got enough content out of it. Just drop them, you know.
Yeah. So, but let's go ahead and get into the match a little bit. So, obviously, the story with the match is, you know, Ricochet's ribs are destroyed even though he's cleared. Somehow he's cleared, but I mean, even when the man came out and did his backflip, his opening backflip, he couldn't do the whole go down because his ribs. So Ricochet did a really good job selling the ribs. Obviously, he's not actually hurt. It's all a work. But plug. But I am upset that we didn't show any of Samantha Irvin.
You know, I'm not saying she's been missing, but it seems like they're not showing her as much anymore.
A lot of people, well, a lot of old heads in wrestling, and then a lot of fans. And I don't want to say a lot because it's less than 50%, but like they've been voicing their opinion that they don't think Samantha Irvin needs to be seen. And I'm like, that's stupid. Like first of all, she's dating one of the wrestlers. Like, she's got a really good voice. She gives the wrestlers their own personalized intro. It's not her fault that she's good at what she does, that she's successful in all of these other things.
Yep. And she's a wrestling fan her damn self. Like,
yeah.
Let's be real about it. She's a fan. She's probably more of a fan than a lot of these people that are talking about her.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Like, keep your mouth shut. Stop ruining shit.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Let us have this. Like, shit, let it be on TV. Fuck,
yep.
Man. It didn't bother nobody.
But they're gonna put on just a banger of a match to steal that from Sheamus. And
banger.
I'm telling you, I could watch them fight every Raw for the rest of this year. I would not get bored of it.
Nope. They're gonna pull out some new shit. Each match will be some new shit we haven't seen yet.
Yep.
And that's how I know Ricochet and Dragunov go. Man, watch me when I tell you. When they have their match, when they have these like upscale championship matches, it's gonna be insane.
Yeah, you remember when? I don't watch AEW as much, so I can't remember the names because this was early on in AEW's thing. But it was the Young Bucks versus the two Hispanic guys that paint their face. You know who they are. We all know who they are. I just can't remember their name right now. Yeah. But they did their best of 7.
Was it Homicide of her neck?
No, it was no. It was the other ones.
Oh.
Yeah, it's killing me. Squirrels might know it.
It's gonna bother the hell out of me, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. But either way, they did that best of 7 match, and they pulled out. I remember that best of 7 thing because I watched it, and it was good. They did pretty well, but by the time you got to like that 6th and 7th match, you can tell they were just making shit up. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I don't know what to do anymore.
if Ricochet and Dragunov did a best of 7, I would love that. I think that would be fantastic. So,
but then you'll get the AEW hands. Oh, they're still in their ideas. I don't give a shit.
Well, I
don't give a shit.
Well, AEW steals every WWE wrestler that gets let go, so yeah, whatever.
Shit, I didn't say it. He did.
So either way, we during this we're gonna get a "This is awesome" and a "Fight Forever" chant because again, amazing. So. The finish is that it looks like Ricochet is going to be close to winning. He's going to hit a moonsault and he's going to sell the ribs. He's going to get up and Braun Breaker is going to come out and he just spears the absolute hell out of Ricochet. Dragunov is going to try to get involved and Braun's going to put him down as well. Adam Pearce comes out, yells at Braun, gets in his face, yells at him all the way down the ramp, to which point he literally looks at Adam Pearce. He just stops and looks at Adam Pearce like, I would like to kill you right now. And then he decides he's not going to kill him as they go to the back. We're going to come back from that. We're going to come back and we're going to see Kathy Kelly talking about what's going on, where Adam Pearce is basically kicking Braun Breaker out of the building. And I think he suspended him for another week. It's just not going to work, man. Let's let him fight people.
Look. When have you seen the video of them showing how Braun Breaker got into the ring?
No.
Dude, the man has so much speed. Like, he ran through the crowd, jumped over, and then just slid under, and then while sliding under, just demolishes Ricochet. Like, there's no way. There was no breaks in between. It was just so smooth on how he did all of that. Like, he is a freak.
He's I say he's absolutely crazy. Okay, Squirrels, let me do it this way. So they're the team that came out. I don't think it's the Acclaimed. I don't even think it's Top Flight. So it's the team that used to do like this, and then they would do this or something. I don't know. Like they would do some kind of hand signal. I don't know. I think only one of them is currently in AEW. I don't think the other one is wrestling right now, or he's injured or something. I don't know. Maybe G can look it up. I just can't remember. G, if you Google best of 7 AEW, it will tell you the two teams. It's the only time it ever happened that I know.
It's talking about the Death Triangle. It was the Elite versus the Death Triangle because you had what's his name? Pac, who was is that Pac? That had to be Pac. Or
Pac?
Yeah, Neville.
Yeah.
It was Pac, Neville, Ray Phoenix, and Penta, L0.
Yeah, Ray Phoenix and Penta. Yeah, it's him.
Yeah. No, man, shit. Those first couple of matches were crazy though. I ain't right.
Like I said, their first 5 matches, I was like, God. I was like, what the hell are they gonna do next? And then after that, they're like, it just started getting lame because you're like, all right, cool.
I don't know. We don't know what to do next.
Right.
No,
so
those were some bangers though.
But yeah, so after he kicks Braun out of the building, right? He's gonna go, or Kathy Kelly's gonna say, I'm gonna try to get a word from him. But then Kiana James comes up and says, "Is there anything I can do for you?" And he's like, "We can go to my office. I need a drink." So I don't know what she's trying to do, but she doing it.
What you doing? What you doing there? What you doing in that office?
Right? I was like, all right, cool. But you know what? However you get to the top, as long as you get there, boo boo. No.
Ooh, man. Yo, let's move on.
No.
Yeah.
No, all right. So we're gonna get another segment here. So we get a segment with R-Truth running an ice cream truck, and
I ain't got words for them no more.
So R-Truth made the Miz wear a white suit. And when Miz said, "Why you make me wear white?" and he said, "To represent your flavor." And he says, "Oh, so I'm vanilla and he goes, "Strawberry." He says, "What were you gonna say?" Xavier and Kofi walked up. They're like, yeah. What were you gonna say, Miz? And he says, "I was gonna say strawberry," and he ends up getting in the ice cream truck to end up leaving.
Look, that motherfucker was. He was uncomfortable. Because you know what? He didn't want to say chocolate because chocolate brand. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That is hilarious. Like, that entire segment, I was like, you know who would be good at this? This motherfucker right here beside me.
Jesus.
Oh, that shit was funny.
So yeah, anyway, Karrion's gonna walk up, and we finally get the big reveal where we find out that Karrion is trying to break up the New Day, so that he can help Xavier Woods.
Xavier Woods needs his time because if you think about it, Big E had his championship run. Kofi was Kofi Mania. What the hell has Xavier Woods done?
Yeah, look, I mean, first of all, Kofi's been, or not Kofi, but Xavier's been King of the Ring. Xavier's been Intercontinental Champion. Xavier's done a lot of things. And, yeah, he's never been champion, but here's the thing, and I hate to say this, he's never going to be champion. At this point, it's too late in his career. Like, he ain't the guy. I'm sorry, he's just not. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know what? Great consolation prize, he got Paige. And for those who don't understand that, Google it. So... maybe don't Google it. I don't know, but you know what? He got a good consolation prize, brother.
You trying to get viruses on these shit? Yeah, man.
I mean, that's fair.
No, man, look, not everybody has to be a world heavyweight champion.
I know,
and that's fair.
You can get people in his head.
Yeah, and also probably one of the longest reigning tag team champs is a thing. So that is also on this. But like that tag team run with him and Kofi was crazy. So
yeah,
just him and the New Day in general. So
legit.
Again, legit. It was real. It happened, and they were good.
Yeah.
So, yeah. He doesn't. I guess he doesn't need a title run.
No. And they were one of the longest tag team champions, or reigning tag team champions for a very long time. And, you know, they are arguably one of the best tag champions, or one of the best tag teams to ever do the damn thing.
That's facts.
Because at first, no one believed in them.
Yeah. No, I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Why are they dancing? Why are they gyrating their hips in the middle of the ring?
Yep.
Then they came out with Dragon Ball Z gear.
I say, somehow they made people happy seeing Kofi throwing pancakes and twerking, and seeing Big E wiggle his giant man schmeat every week on SmackDown. Like, I don't understand how. Like, I don't understand how they did it.
In the middle of the camera, Moose Knuckle just hitting the camera, just
just crazy.
It was horrible times, and they were over like crazy.
Yep. Yeah, you know that was Vince too. That was Vince was like shake it in front of the camera. You know that's what it was. Anyway, I bet you know what, man. I bet in affidavit he had
Stop.
You know, all right, never mind. No, you know what? No, you're right. We'll continue. Anyway, this is gonna go to the point to where, you know, Karrion Kross is gonna say some cross things, pun intended, to Kofi, and Kofi gets a little pissed off. He suggests that he might help Kofi into retirement. So once that happens, we get a match, which is gonna be the New Day versus AOP. Look, I love the New Day. I don't like the chances.
Yeah.
AOP
is dominating that shit.
Yeah, so it's going to be next week. AOP is a little dominant.
If New Day wins, then I'll be fucking shocked. Because right now, they're about to fight, not Alpha Academy. It's
Creed Brothers.
Creed Brothers, thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, future Alpha Academy.
Yeah, pretty much. Which, thank you, G. We're going to get right into it. Creed Brothers versus AOP. You know, AOP is going to get in early control with a cheap shot. And your finish is that it looks like the Creed brothers are going to win, but Scarlett's going to attack Ivy. But Scarlett's going to attack Ivy now, right when Brutus is about to do the Brutus ball, and this will lead to we found out the name of the move finally. It was named What a Rush by AOP. Or it will lead to the What a Rush by AOP, and they'll steal the victory. Now, just a quick trivia. Paul Ellering used to manage the Road Warriors. Obviously, the Road Warriors music started with What a Rush. That was their thing. So to pay homage to that, Paul Ellering named that move What a Rush.
Got it. Okay. Because I was like, this is the lamest fucking name I've ever heard, but
yeah,
I respect it. I didn't know that.
What is with moves being named now that you can't say the phrase, "Oh, he hit him with the What a Rush." Like, you can't. It's a move that you can't. He got hit with the Jaded. Like, you can't say it. It doesn't, like, these new move names don't like flow. Like, I don't like it. But
I mean, you can make it work. You know, they're setting up What a Rush.
That's true. That's a good way. I like that.
But it's still like it's a whack name, but I respect it just because Road War.
Yeah. And I will say this: Creed Brothers are going to be fantastic.
Yep. Yes, they are. I wanted them to win, but I knew it was a storyline with AOP and New Day. But
yeah,
they're gonna be great.
And that's how I felt. Right. That's how I feel too. Is like, man, I don't want Creed Brothers to be buried, but I was like, I have to see the layers. I have to see the levels. AOP a few years ago were in the same boat where I was like, why is this team getting buried? They should be dominant, and they kept getting beat. And I'm like, what is happening? It's been a few years, and now it's their turn to pick them to pick up and move forward. And I think that's something that needs to be respected. Same thing with DIY. DIY had issues when they first were called up. It's not that they were losing, but they were made into singles, and then they were kind of losing as singles competitors, and now they're a tag team again, and now they're kind of gaining momentum. So it's just all these different things have layers. You come up from NXT, and then you have to go back down to the bottom, and then maybe you're a jobber for a little bit, and then maybe you can reach your way into getting, to a title picture, whatever. So, yes. It sucks that they lost, but they've got great things ahead of them.
Yep.
So moving on, we're gonna get a couple segments, and then we get an actual out in the ring segment with Sheamus. So first thing is we're gonna get a recap of what happened with the LWO, and Rey Mysterio cuts a promo on Carlito saying that he's getting payback for what Carlito has done. We're gonna skip to the back again and see JD, we skip to the back and we see JD in the background talking to Liv Morgan about something, and then Braun comes in and starts chasing JD. Now all this is happening in the background of us seeing Sheamus walking to the ring for the Sheamus segment. What is going on with Liv, man? Like, what is going like so now she's in the back talking to JD.
She said she's gonna take everything from Rhea, which means she's gonna take the Judgment Day, not just Dom, the Judgment Day. That's what I think. It's a lot. It's a lot to this.
Like, that is like some Wicked Witch next level shit. Like, and the thing is, I respect it. If I'm being honest, Liv's character has gotten such a push, and they've concentrated so hard on Liv's character and making, it's been months that she's been just on a roll, slowly on a roll, and it's just been building and building and building. Now she's the champ. Now she gets in a cage match, and spoiler alert, she wins the cage match. Crazy. It's crazy good for her. But anyway, we're gonna get in the Sheamus segment. So Sheamus is basically, it's more than this, but whatever. So Sheamus comes out to address Kaiser, basically, and Kaiser's gonna pop up on the screen to address Sheamus. Talking about wanting to fight each other. Kaiser says he can beat Sheamus, no problem, all this and that, and Sheamus says, why are we talking? Why don't I just go to the back and find him? They go to the back. Kaiser blindsides Sheamus. They wrestle to the outside front of the arena, front of the arena, and then the refs and officials have to come and break them apart. We will be doing this match next week. It's going to be it should be a squash, but it's going to end up being a good match.
Do you think Sheamus should squash him?
No, I think he should squash him, but I don't think he's going to.
I think it'll be a good match. I think it'll be a good match regardless, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what they do with it.
So I think Giovanni Vinci was actually a much better wrestler than Ludwig. I think Ludwig's just better on the mic.
You know what? That's fair. That is fair. I'll give you that.
Ludwig is a good wrestler, don't get me wrong, but Giovanni's better, in my opinion.
Better. Yeah, his moveset is deeper, I think, too.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
speaking of Giovanni, where the fuck is he? Taking a break?
I don't know. I figured he would end up on SmackDown, but I don't know what happened to him. His contract hasn't expired because we would have heard about that. So it's got to be SummerSlam. He comes out and costs Gunther the title, and that's why Gunther loses to Damian. It's got to be something. Something's got to happen for Gunther to lose. It's not going to be a clean loss. It's not going to happen. Gunther's too hot right now.
Fair enough. I ain't even thinking that, but that.
So, we're going to move on to Lyra and Becky in the back. Becky's going to give her a little pep talk about her loss, says that sometimes it's not about winning, sometimes it's about getting back up after you've lost. She also put in a little cryptic message about walking away, which means, again, she's not leaving WWE. She's going to be back. She's just taking some time to be with her daughter, to be with Seth until Seth comes back. Seth might come back around SummerSlam. He might not come back until Survivor Series. He might not come back until Royal Rumble. But I hope that they get the time that they deserve and spend some time with their daughter. They deserve it. They're rich. They don't need the money. So, yeah.
Yeah, let's say Dodo was just. It feels like she was just born not that long ago.
Yeah.
Like, and they've been on the go ever since. So.
Yep. So, last thing she says to Lyra is to consider investing in knee pads. Her knees are bruised from that match, if you didn't see, but her one knee was bruised as hell. And she says, good luck in your match, and walks away. That's going to take us to Kairi Sane versus Lyra Valkyria. Basically, what this match was is to keep Lyra in the spotlight until she can start her situation with Liv next week, and to give her a win going into next week, especially from her loss to Nia. The match itself was a pretty decent match. You know, I don't know. They protected Kairi with Kairi going for the insane elbow, Lyra getting the legs up, hitting her in the elbow, and then doing this out of nowhere like pin. This roll up pin for the win. Now, I can't be really mad because you got to do different types of wins. I would have liked a clean victory here since it's Kairi and not like Io, but hell, we'll take it. You know what? Because
it was clean-ish. It just wasn't a defiant.
Yeah.
Defiant win, you know?
Yeah.
Like, she wasn't out and out. It wasn't. It makes sense, I guess, because Kairi Sane they don't want to lose that. You know, they don't want to have the damage control look weak because they are looking kind of shitty lately.
Damage control. Oh yeah.
Yes. And after the match, we see how is she the leader now? Who's the leader? I know Dakota Kai is the leader on the mic, but Io's the head honcho, I guess, now.
Io seems to be the leader, at least from her tantrum in the back after the match, definitely.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna go into. Like, after the match is over, I'm guessing, you know, she felt some type of way about the loss. She goes back there and starts to. She destroyed the hell out of that lamp. That lamp ain't even do nothing wrong. The lamp was just there. It's like, why fuck me for? So, like, she destroyed the lamp. She busted up tables and shit. She was a mad little lady there.
Indeed. And yeah, it doesn't look good for Damage Control considering that Kairi doesn't have her tag team partner in Asuka. Dakota Kai doesn't really have any momentum at all, and Io just lost the belt. So I would assume that they're going to fade away until obscurity here soon.
Yeesh, I hope not. I actually like Damage Control. You know, they're a good group. They're really good. They just, I don't know, the tag belts just kind of, the tag belts and Io's championship run just kind of, nothing. It's just a dead fish in water, basically.
Right. So we're gonna go back to the Judgment Day. Damian is still looking for JD. They're in the clubhouse now. Damian is gonna kick Carlito out of the clubhouse, but right when he's leaving, JD walks in. Carlito puts his arm around JD and says, "Hey, I found him," and then leaves. Damian asks him if he's gonna have to take care of the Braun problem himself, and then he confronts him about talking to Liv, and JD claims that he was just telling her that she wasn't gonna be champion much longer. Dom walks in at that moment, and Damian wants to talk to Dom and tell alone. He tells Dom that he messed up and that he needs to fix this situation tonight, or he wouldn't want to be in his shoes. I mean, so.
Mommy.
Did you drop your camera?
No, I wiped it off.
Okay. So. Yeah, I mean. Yeah. It was yeah, Dom in the situation is Dom in the situation. The bigger thing is JD now. Like, is she just going around and like just gonna like is Finn next? That's my question. Like, is Finn next?
Hey, look, Finn was secretly at the forefront of all of it because they were saying his bandana was missing while Dom still had his, and that wasn't Dom's bandana in Liv's pocket. It was Finn's.
Who said that?
It was just a rumor online. Because I mean, again, you notice Finn's shit wasn't on him. He hasn't had that bandana since the tag team of him and Damien. It's been gone. He used to rock it every match, and it's missing. It's nowhere to be found. Dom still had his.
Damn.
Yeah. So I don't. Again, there's a lot going on with this. So.
Man. It's gonna be wild. I think it's gonna end up blowing up in Liv's face.
Yeah, probably.
But we'll see.
I don't know why they make it seem like she getting ran through. I need them to stop.
I mean,
look, the funny thing is, on Twitter she was like she's single and shit, right?
Yeah.
Remember that? Yeah. Now all of a sudden she just talking to everybody at the Judgment Day.
No, she's talking to everybody in the Judgment Day, but I mean, it's just a means to an ends, man. You can use that as a weapon. You know that. I mean, in kayfabe, I just want to be clear. In kayfabe, she might be using that as a weapon. I don't think in real life she's throwing it around. I'm just saying, like,
Jesus Christ, no.
Yeah,
no,
but they've done that angle before. They have done that angle before, so it ain't some crazy shit that we spewing out.
That is Vince's angles, all right. Vince was all about just use it.
Yeah,
to get what you want.
yeah, but it was more prominent when Vince did it because we were in the Attitude Era. The last time they did something like this really was in the Attitude Era or the Ruthless Aggression Era. We haven't really done it since the PG era, but now we're in the new era. I've said era too many times, but now we're in this new era, and they can't really say it because they're still PG. But if you're older, you can see, you can read between the lines, and you can see what's going on, and that's what it looks like. So, but hey, you know what, man? Hell hath no fury, you know what I mean? So she's just tearing down everything, which I love it. Like I said, I think it's gonna backfire on her. I think Rhea's gonna come back by SummerSlam. I think they're gonna have a match. I think she's going to think that she's got all the chess pieces lined up, and I think that Rhea and the Judgment Day are gonna screw her over royally.
Well. We shall see, man.
We shall see.
I don't know.
But we got another match to take care of. This is going to be Carlito versus Rey Mysterio.
Who cares?
So,
I'm sorry.
No one cared. No one cared. I did have a couple questions after the match, though. So obviously Finn does come out to try to help out Carlito at one point. Rey is going to win via the 619 in the Drop the Dime was the name of that move, it sounds like. Rey attacks Finn after the match for getting involved. So Finn and Carlito try to beat down Rey. It's going to fail. Priest is going to come out to handle things himself. So after Priest handles everything, he shoots a disappointing look at Finn and Carlito. So are we going to do LWO versus Judgment Day properly? Priest and Drew are both heels, so does this change Priest to a face at some point? When is it prime for Damien to turn face? And is Rey Mysterio going to get a championship shot against Priest?
Probably a championship shot at Priest. Not anytime soon, or maybe soon. I don't know. I mean, Clash at the Castle.
No.
That's Drew versus Damien. What's after Clash at the Castle?
Money in the Bank.
Maybe. Hello. Maybe, and then we have. I just don't see it. I don't see the championship. Rey going for the championship. I just don't see it. I think eventually Drew turns face or anti-face at some point in time. But yeah, we're definitely doing Judgment Day versus WO. It's Carlito.
Heard that. So at this point, we're gonna get into this this crazy ass match. Well, it wasn't really the match. It was what happened after the match. So Bronson Reed versus Otis. The match itself is just two big guys going against each other, right? Like that's really all it is. But the finish, Yeah, so the finish is Otis going for the worm, Chad stopping him, and then this is going to lead to a super kick from Bronson Reed, which he's going to follow up with a senton, hits the tsunami, gets the victory. My note before the actual segment that happened afterwards was like, I just need Otis to turn already. Like, it's been a while. I'm ready for it to happen. I feel like they should have pulled the trigger on Monday, and they just didn't.
I was kind of expecting them to pull that trigger on Monday. I was surprised they did.
Yeah. So.
Well, I mean, they've been halting it for forever. So I think they're gonna try to drag it out as long as possible until a PLE, and then eventually Otis will turn on Chad. But I don't know. It's just everybody's wanting it now. Like, we all want it now. We want Otis to slap the shit out of Chad or fucking do the worm on him. Because, I mean, legitimately, if you think about it, Chad has been costing Otis the fucking wins, if you want to look that deep into it. So.
Yep. So basically what happens, I mean, it's a lot that happens, but, Chad's going to call out the Alpha Academy all to the ring. He's going to tell Otis that he failed at King and Queen of the Ring. He failed tonight. Chad says he has to discipline him, has to show him discipline in front of the entire crowd. Tells him to grab the rope. He takes his belt off. He gonna whip a man in front of people. Like,
look, when he said grab the rope, I was like, excuse me, what the fuck did he just say?
Like, what?
Grab the rope. Bend over and grab the rope, brother.
Look, that's a whole problem. You telling another grown man to grab the rope.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, that's the way Otis should have legit turned Monday night during that whole segment. Grab the rope. The fuck you mean grab the rope? We fight.
I mean, like, the story is there, though. Do you know how mentally beaten down you have to be to actually consider grabbing the rope when some man tells you to grab the rope, I'm about to whip you? Like, mentally, you got to be completely defeated to be at that point. Or in the military. Like, it's only 2 times. No, because what I'm saying is you have a commanding officer, you got to do what he says. Back in, whatever. But, like, I'm just saying those are the only 2 times.
Saying, ain't nobody in the military telling those people to grab the rope, are they?
Nah.
Well, I'm just saying, judging by Full Metal Jacket, things were different back in the 60s. That's all. I know that don't happen now. Now we got a nice little red or green card or whatever when people's feelings are hurt. So I don't know. But either way, Otis does grab the rope. Now he's going to go. I say Chad's going to go to hit him. Maxine's going to stop him. And he says, oh, you have a problem with this, Maxine? Blah, blah, blah. Get out. He then verbally berates Tozawa. And he tells Tozawa to stay right there. Gets ready to hit him again. Sami Zayn's going to come out. Now, Sami Zayn's going to come out. He's going to plead with Otis at first. Well, no, he doesn't plead with Otis at first. At first, he tells Chad that he's a sad man and that he has to look in the mirror for his own failures and stop blaming everybody else. Stop blaming the Alpha Academy. Stop blaming the weather or your child or whatever the hell else you're blaming. Stop doing that and just be a man. So he goes to hit Otis again with the belt. Now, this time, Sammy's going to take the belt, holding it, and the crowd starts chanting, "Whip that trick."
Wow.
Which I was like, oh, all right. So Sammy's going to throw the belt down. He's going to take off his belt, act like he's ready to go. Otis is going to get in the way. He pleads with Otis. He's like, look, man, stop listening to them. Listen to the fans. In the middle of him pleading with Otis, Chad's going to take a cheap shot. Sammy's going to get the upper hand. Otis rips Sammy off of Chad. And then they have another face-to-face. Chad is going to then hit the Chaos Theory during this face-to-face. Mount Sammy, give him a couple face punches. And basically, they get out of the ring after that. Otis is obviously conflicted. Do we see... So, you think that we're going to see this turn at a PLE somewhere?
Yep. It has to be at a PLE. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
I just don't see it happening during Raw, SmackDown, or anything like that. It just happens to happen at the PLE. Like,
heard that. Dress, you using your new mic tonight?
I've been using it for like the last 6 episodes.
Oh, gotcha.
Hello? Hello, testing, testing.
No, it's not that. His mic seems louder on my end tonight, but which isn't a problem. I just noticed that there's a difference. So after this, we're gonna get a long trailer for the Liv Revenge Tour and everything that's happened, even leading up to King and Queen of the Ring with Liv and Becky and her winning the title. We see Becky getting ready for her match as the cage comes down. They're going to switch to Kathy Kelly in the back with Zoe and Shayna, and she asked them if they're gonna if them going against Jade and Bianca changes their thoughts on having the championship match.
Yeah.
Do y'all hear that?
What?
There's some kind of sound,
Oh,
like singing.
there you go. That should help.
What are you performing a ritual? What the?
Look, howdy and shit.
Damn! They see no QR code's gonna show up on our screen. What are we doing? What are we doing over here?
That motherfucker having a seance.
Good lord. Anyway, so basically what happens is Shayna says that everybody's limbs break the same, and Zoe says that they know they can beat them because them meaning Bianca and Jade, because they've beaten everyone else. I guess that's true. Sonya Deville comes up and says, "Hey, you guys are acting like you're champions, but you're not the champions yet. But you will be with my help." And Zoe says that they don't need Sonya's help, and they go to walk away, and Isla Dawn and Alba Fire finally showing up, and they say that they don't remember Zoe and Shayna beating them, and if they ever meet in the ring, that fact will not change. So we'll probably... Did they announce that match for next week? Alba Fire and Isla Dawn?
I don't think they announced it, but I mean, it's gonna happen regardless.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna do that match soon. Whether for good or for bad, before or after the next PLE. But I was upset because I know that they're gonna feed Alba and Isla to Shayna and Zoe. But again, we talked about this earlier with the Creed brothers. Alba and Isla are gonna be really good. It just might not be their time yet. You know what I mean?
Nah, I mean, they haven't been on TV in how long?
Right.
It seemed like a couple of months. So
yeah,
I think we're just gonna finally get a hey, welcome back. You're gonna take some L's, and
right.
They should be good to go.
However, this doo-doo sandwich that is the women's tag team division, I mean, anybody can rise to the top. So,
Fair.
But either way, we're going to get into our final match of the evening, which is going to be Liv Morgan versus Becky Lynch in a steel cage match. If you guys have any specifics that you want to mention during the match, I'm just going to do the basics of the match, and then we can get into it. Basically, Liv does really well in her first cage match, so they did mention 150,000 times that this was Liv's first cage match. All right, we get it.
150,000 times.
Yes.
100.
The man really wasn't exaggerating there. That's pretty damn close to right.
Yeah, like they really beat us down with that. And I'm like, all right, I mean, like, cool. It's her first cage match. And you know what? She did really, really well in it. She did. She actually really did. And Becky also did really well with the whole going out on your back thing. You leave for a little bit, you go out with a loss. I mean, it was never going to be any other way, but she did really good putting Liv over during the whole match. Like, Becky obviously got her licks in there, but Liv held control most of the match. So the finish itself is Dom trying to get involved to presumably help out Becky, presumably. However, when Strowman finds out that JD is out there trying to get Dom to leave ringside, Strowman comes out and chases Dom around the ring. And in the chase, Strowman hits Dom. Dom hits the cage door. The cage door hits Becky in the head. And this will give Liv the opportunity to ultimately leave the cage and remain your WWE Women's Champion. Liv will then slap a big old kiss on Dom as she leaves. Dom will play it off like he didn't want it. The camera's cut. Apparently it was a miscommunication. They thought that they were supposed to cut the cameras before, so they did, and now it was just on, It was on social media and not on the actual thing, which is fine. Not a big deal.
I mean, they said U.S. didn't see it. Everybody else saw it, but not the U.S. because time frame and all that other shit.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Gotcha. I thought of another scenario. What if it's true? What if Dom really doesn't want to be with Liv? Like, what if it's all happenstance? What if he really is just an idiot? And because here's the thing, you can't plan for Braun to run into you so you can slam the door into Becky's face, right? So
yeah, you can't plan that.
So what if JD is actually her end game, or what if Finn is actually her end game?
That sounds better.
Why would she want the Funko Pop?
That's what I was about to say. Like, I don't see JD being the end game. Sorry, that's just outlandish.
So to use that,
I see
person,
JD sitting on that shelf behind you as your end game.
So yeah, so it would make more sense if it ended up being Finn, just because. But the thing is ripping Finn away from Damian, ripping the Judgment Day apart is a hard task. So her hitting all three of them at the same time presumably is very smart. But I'm just saying, instead of Dom, one of the other two, because then that can create a division, and then Rhea and Di creates intergender matches. So Rhea and Dom versus another person and Liv. Like, it does all these kind of sets up all these kind of matches within the story.
I mean, honestly, it could be JD. Because my thing is, JD was the last one to come in, right? He was fucking up anyway. He was one of the outsiders looking in. Maybe he was the plant by Liv. Who the fuck knows? Maybe this is long storytelling.
Man, plant the whole time? I don't know. That'd be wild, but I guess you never do. Well, no, because she wasn't mad at Rhea in the very beginning when Judgment Day formed. She didn't have beef. Nah, she didn't have beef 2 years ago. Because her and Rhea tagged at one point.
Yeah, but that was before the Judgment Day, and they kind of broke up because I don't know. I think they split brands or whatever, but I don't know. I'm just saying, maybe it was just long-term storytelling. Maybe Liv was jealous that Rhea was getting opportunity.
Yeah. Squirrel says Finn and Liv would be a great mixed tag team. I agree with that. I think that'd be wild. Yeah. So, and also I think it would help Finn shine a little bit more, because Finn is, and again, we've already talked about this. Finn is happy where he's at, whatever, but he also is just like, he seems like the lesser man because he can't shine because Damian's over like outshining him consistently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, he says he doesn't care about that. He'd rather for Damian, other people around him to shine. He doesn't care for the spotlight anymore. He just wants to wrestle.
Yeah, and I can respect that. So, gentlemen, that was Raw. My question to y'all is, does anybody have any news? We already talked about the contracts expiring, Dresh. We talked about that at the top of the show. So if you had that one, you'll have to scrap that. But does anybody? I mean, we've all had really busy weeks. So anybody able to get any news?
My news was the Ethan Page thing. We already talked about that. So.
Yes, we did.
Yep.
No, I really don't have too much. It's been, like I said, it's been pretty hectic for me this week. There really hasn't been huge amounts of things that have come out. We're getting towards the end, like you said, of a lot of contracts, but a lot of people are already in talks trying to make sure they're good to go.
Yep.
I do have an interesting thing here, and we're a WWE podcast, I get that, but we've got a little bit of AEW. AEW will be here in 2 weeks.
Oh shit.
They are selling tickets for the Wells Fargo Arena here, which is like a 25,000 seat arena or something like that. That WWE very nearly sold out.
Damn.
AEW has only got tickets on the website for the lower bowl and then about half of the floor. It's like they are very much trying to contain everyone in one area. They don't seem to think they're going to sell all that many tickets.
I mean, that's an ongoing thing with AEW. They kind of just sell what they can.
But I mean, their cheapest ticket, WWE when they were here, when I was looking at going, I could get second row for $75 a seat. The AEW prices that are up fifth row is $264 a seat. Nah,
or is it for a certain show or is it all shows?
Well, that's for the show that's going to be here in Des Moines.
Is it a PLE or just
Nope.
regular?
It's their weekly. It's what is it? Monday night, Thursday night, their whatever night they do their normal show. It's just their weekly show like Raw or SmackDown. And it's showing, when I check the website, it's showing $264 a seat for that first section by the ring.
Damn.
I'm like, good God. So, I don't know. I'm going to see if I can weasel my way into going just so I got some more wrestling news across the board.
Yeah.
Nope, I don't have anything else for tonight.
Heard that.
Did you talk about your Uncle Howdy piece? I know you're big on your QR code.
Oh, you missed the rant.
Oh yeah, he missed the rant. Yeah.
No, I was just making sure you did it. That's all.
No.
Yeah.
I basically talked about how I wasn't doing it anymore because I'm pissed off about it. I'm pissed off that they're still doing it. The time to debut was King of the Ring and they didn't do it. They missed their shot. In my opinion.
Well, I mean, the most recent one, if you looked into it, the one they did from Monday night gave a date. But the date doesn't make sense, so...
But that's the point. Like, instead of waiting and continuing to drag this out, just drop them.
Yeah, at this point, there's only so much more you can do with the QR code, and the QR code, they're having to get so... they're having to go so deep at this point. Like, it's almost to the point where the only fans that are going to be able to enjoy them are those tinfoil hat guys that live in a fucking, the guys that live in their mom's basement and work on nothing but this. That's all they've got. And, it's to that point where as a regular fan, I can't keep up with it. In order to get all the pieces of it, I have to dive so deep that it's just not all that enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean, I like... So that's the thing. I like the dive. But,
I like the dive, but not to the point where, like, the whole thing with the images during the live, you had to do so much work to figure out what the images actually meant. It was to a point that a regular fan just can't keep up. I can't devote that much of my life to it.
Well,
I don't have time.
Well, yeah, but the regular fan knows that it means something, and now they're mentioning it on WWE programming and all of this stuff. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm still a very big fan of the Uncle Howdy stuff coming back, or Uncle Howdy and the Wyatt Six and him and his legacy moving on. I think that they didn't strike when the iron was hot, and now I think the iron is going to start getting colder. Now, there will be a huge pop when he comes back. There will be a lot of excitement when Uncle Howdy comes back and the group shows up. All of that's going to happen. However, you've only got a limited amount of time before a bulk of fans lose interest. So right now, before this, you had a bunch of people diving into it, and they love to dive into it. But now it's just getting more and more complex, number one, and they're not striking, and it's gone on too long. Like, we're talking about right now that we've had over 20 QR codes.
I would say, aren't we on like month 3 or 4 of this?
We're on month 3, and people are saying that they're going to debut at SummerSlam, which would mean 20 more QR codes. So so all in all, I mean, because they're throwing QR codes in 2024 now, the 2024 game. So they've thrown them at NXT, they've thrown them on PLEs. So now we're at the point where we could have over 50 QR codes, and it's just a lot. I mean, it's just a lot of stuff.
Is.
Yeah. So, but outside of that, I do have to talk about some news since I have 7 viewers right now. I do want to tell y'all real quick a couple things, housekeeping things. The first thing is that we have a sponsor. The sponsor is Havoc. The sponsor is Havoc Energy. I actually need to make a graphic, but if you guys go to HavocEnergy.com is what I believe it is. I think it's actually let's see, Havoc. I'll just go to it real quick. Energy. Let's go. It's tryhavocenergy.com. If you guys go to tryhavocenergy.com and buy some stuff, it's like energy powder and stuff like that. You guys can get 10% off of your order by using the code It's All A Work. All together. It's All A Work. So if you guys are interested in that kind of thing, you guys like trying different energy powders and energy drinks, go over and check them out. They're pretty cool. They give startup podcasts and people like what we're doing, they give us affiliate links so we can give you all some discounts. You know what I mean? So there's that. But also, I am going on a trip. So I'm going on a trip for work. I will be gone next Thursday, the Sunday after next, and maybe the Thursday after that. So it'll just be these two guys running the news, running the reviews. But just so y'all know that you can expect me not to be around. Well, I don't know. I might find time to actually be around in the middle of all the work, but it won't be with my rig. It'll be Dresh's setup. Dresh has an emergency setup in case I'm not here. So he'll tweak that and we'll be good to go. Outside of that, gentlemen, is there anything else that y'all have?
No.
All right.
Gucci.
Well, you all know what it is by now. If you want good news and if you want good reviews, you come here to It's All A Work. Yeah. Snap into a podcast.
I hate him so much. We out.